probably the longest 4 or 5 hours of my life. And then I get the call from his pediatrician, which said the thing that every parent dreads to hear. He has gone through so much, and to see him out playing in the yard, it is the best feeling in the world. Just to see him have something approaching a normal childhood.
I like to play soccer in the backyard.
He's planning to go back to school in a few weeks in person, and he is extremely excited about that.
Colin is my now 9-year-old son, and he is a pretty amazing human being.
He got diagnosed, really just weeks into kindergarten.
Very classic bone pain and fever, but I was in complete denial because I was like, this can't happen to like my kid.
And then it went away for a couple weeks, and then it came back. And when it came back, we were worried that it was something serious.
He was diagnosed with Philadelphia positive ALL when he was 5 years old.
Your child has cancer, and you need to bring him to the emergency room right away. It's devastating. It's a moment that I'll never forget.
Philadelphia positive is like a higher risk leukemia, and so at that point in time, there was only a couple places that had a trial open, and the only place that we were able to get a hold of was CHOP. So we ended up having to figure out how to get up there within like 5 days of when he was discharged to get on that trial. And then we ended up having to go up to CHOP like every week for frontline chemotherapy after that.
Usually it involves getting an IV or something put in, so.
So he did not get into remission at the end of induction, but we were lucky that he did at the end of consolidation. But he still ended up with a lot of complications between like kindergarten and first grade.
Sometime in the wee hours of the night, he started throwing up blood. It wasn't a little bit, it was like literally like cups full of blood. And all these toxic drugs that he had gotten to cure him had eroded away at his stomach lining to the point where it was just literally bleeding right into his stomach. To see your kid there just unconscious and not able to breathe on his own because they're using a ventilator to do it. It's not an experience any parent should ever have to go through.
And then he developed a pancreatitis related to one of his chemotherapies that put him in the hospital for most of the rest of that summer. Was doing kind of like great by the summer going into second grade, and kind of completely came off chemo in the fall of second grade. And so he was back in school and he was really, really thriving. And then the last week of second grade, or I guess the last 2 weeks of second grade, he started having bone pain again.
We literally found out I relapsed in like the last week or something.
He was really, really angry. Relapse treatment is the same thing that caused like his pancreatitis. He qualified for CAR-T to get into remission, and then we went back up to CHOP for transplant. He was going to need a bone marrow transplant. It was really difficult because you think you've been through like enough at that point.
What's next, right? Is this going to work?
And we were really lucky. He got a matched unrelated donor that he's done extremely well with. And we were so thankful to his donor, and we're so thankful to the CHOP transplant team because he went through transplant really, really smoothly. And he's doing really, really well today. I feel like the longer you're in this journey, you just feel thankful that like he's still here.
I think childhood cancer affects the whole family.
The only thing I was even worried about was he wasn't going to come home.
I think it's underappreciated how much siblings go through. Super Sibs is great because they kind of like recognize the fact that like cancer kids' siblings go through a lot of these emotions.
Two different physicians that have treated Colin, Dr. Tasian and Dr. Alex Seif, have both been involved with Alex's. I really hope that we can live in a world in which no child has to go through terrible treatments or even die because of childhood cancer. I chose to join the One Cup a Month Club to make a recurring contribution to fund childhood cancer research. I think it's so important that we fund grants, everything from young investigator grants for people who are just starting their research careers to established researchers on a wide variety of things, better therapies for kids, better diagnostics.
And I love the fact that my kids are invested in it and that they get so excited about doing a lemonade stand, but they also understand what they're doing it for. They know it's helping like other kids who are like Colin.
Being able to walk up and down the hall for 10 minutes was a huge achievement. Now he's walking a mile every day outside playing in the backyard. So we're going to continue working on his physical therapy to continue to get him strong. He's planning to go back to school in a few weeks in person, and he is extremely excited about that.
You're just so thankful, just because it's just kind of like amazing seeing him be like a normal kid again.